Hello, everybody. It's Bill. It's that college football guy. Here with another video. Yeah, here still, and I get to find out the fact that they moved up my timetable on my loads. I got to do next after my reset that I'm still on, and I'll be doing some night driving, which I haven't done in a while. Made myself not get too much sleep right now. I'm a little tired right now, but I'm making myself stay up so that way I will sleep in the afternoon. So that way I can head out, make it about 10 o'clock at night, and start out at 11 o'clock at night for the run to Kentucky and to Tennessee. So it's going to be fun. But that's not what you're here for to know about me. You're going to know about the picks because this is who you got, the pick show for week 12. Now, last week, I can honestly say, was one of the worst weeks I had in picks when it came to heads up and the spread. Heads up, 34 games. I went 22 and 12, 64.7% versus the spread 13 and 21. Oh my God, it was horrible. 38.2%, which means on the season, my heads up is 316 and 95, 76.9%. And against the spread, I'm 201 and 210, 48.9%. Yeah. All right, why are we doing this video so early on a Monday? Well, there are game subscriber school games. I have picks for the AP Top 25 subscriber schools. We got picks for games on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, plus all the Saturdays. We've got 3 main rivalry games going on this week as well. So, shall we get into this? All right, the 2 Tuesday games. Western Michigan at Bowling Green. Bowling Green's an 8-point home favorite. Western Michigan, this is going to be a competitive game, but I believe Western Michigan is just not having enough firepower to keep up, plus Bowling Green's at home, so give me Bowling Green. I'm laying the 8. Central Michigan at Toledo. Toledo's a 15.5-point favorite. This is a big game for Toledo. They need this to keep their season going in the positive direction. Central Michigan just fighting for what they got right now, and I just don't think they have enough to keep up with Toledo either, so give me Toledo, and I'll lay the 15.5. Those are the 2 Tuesday games. Wednesday, one game I'm covering. Eastern Michigan at Ohio. Ohio is an 8.5-point home favorite. Ohio is as good as I thought they were going to be, but I think they got enough firepower here to take out Eastern Michigan and to cover. So give me Ohio, and I'm laying the 8.5. Thursday, the only game on the schedule. East Carolina at Tulsa. East Carolina. Hurt myself. Yeah, they're a 13.5-point favorite. East Carolina destroyed Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic's defense was bad. Tulsa's better than Florida Atlantic, but not by much. East Carolina's got something to prove. The Pirates do, so give me East Carolina, and I think they're going to cover the 13.5. Friday, we got 3 games. Starting off with the border war, the battle for the bronze boot. Wyoming at Colorado State. Colorado State's a 9.5-point home favorite. Wyoming looked good in their last game, and they've done better. Colorado State is trying to make sure they have to run the table to guarantee they get a spot in the conference championship game. They have to, and they know that. Okay, Wyoming do this on the road, plus this is a rivalry game. So I'm picking Colorado State to win, but give me Wyoming in the points. I think they're going to beat them. They're going to not beat them. They're not going to beat them, but they're going to cover the spread. Houston at Arizona. Arizona is a 1.5-point home favorite. Willie Fritz again, first year here. How's he doing in Houston? They're doing damn good, actually. A lot better than I thought they were going to do. I thought they were going to be the worst team in the Big 12. They're steadily getting better. Arizona is the better team on paper, but Houston's playing better on the field. So give me Houston on the road at Arizona. I think they're going to beat them heads up. And UCLA at Washington. Washington's a 3.5-point home favorite. Washington had a tough loss last week. UCLA played good, got a nice win. But UCLA is a finesse team playing a power team in Washington, a very physical team. And Washington will beat UCLA up. Give me Washington. I'm laying the 3.5. That's the Friday games. Now let's start with the Saturday. We do most of the ranked games first. We go through on there. So Oregon at Wisconsin. Oregon's a 14-point home favorite. Can Wisconsin keep up with Oregon's firepower? Because Wisconsin's going to run the ball and try to control clock. I just don't think they have enough to keep up. It may not be a 28, 35-point blowout, but I think it's going to be 17, 21, somewhere around there. So give me Oregon. I lay the 14. Ohio State at Northwestern. Ohio State's a 30.5 point favorite. Do I think Northwestern has any shot whatsoever to cover this spread? No. Give me Ohio State lay the 30.5. I'm not going to waste your time on that one. Penn State at Purdue. Penn State's a 20.5 point favorite. Purdue, you have been bad for a few years now. You need to get better. I don't know what the hell's going on there. And it's going to continue. I'm sorry for y'all, but give me Penn State, and I'm taking the 28.5 because just wow. Cincinnati at Iowa State. Iowa State's an 8.5 point home favorite after getting completely obliterated by Kansas. This is their get-right game, except Cincinnati's a damn good team. So, do I think they're going to get right and get the dub? Yeah. But that 8.5 is too much for me. I think this is going to be a touchdown or less. So give me Cincinnati in the points, but I'm picking Iowa State to win. Washington State at New Mexico. Washington State is a 13-point road favorite. Washington State wants to have their playoff hopes get in the CFB. They know a second loss on this independent schedule kills it. They know they have to run the table because there's no conference championship game. They have to have only one loss. They have two, they're done. They know it. They have to run the table. This is their first time traveling to Albuquerque. How are they going to do? They're going to win. But I don't think they're going to cover. I think this is going to be more of a scoring game. I think Washington State's going to win. But it's going to be somewhat closer than a lot of people think. But give me New Mexico in the points. I'm taking Washington State to win this game. Next one up. We've got, this game doesn't even have a line. It's Mercer at Alabama. I don't give a damn what the hell the line is. Mercer is Mercer. Bama's Bama. Give me Bama in the points. I don't care if it's 45. They're going to obliterate these guys. Michigan State at Illinois. Illinois is a 3.5 point home favorite. Michigan State starting to look a bit better. Illinois, this is a big game for them. They want to keep their season going on a positive note, and they're at home. And I think it's going to be enough. So give me Illinois, and I'll lay the 3.5. Rutgers at Maryland. Maryland's a 3.5 point home favorite. Rutgers has kind of fallen off. Maryland's looking a lot better, and they're at home. I got to take Maryland and I'll lay the 3.5. Oh boy. Texas at Arkansas. Texas is a 15-point road favorite. Texas wants to make sure that they have their spot at the table in the SEC championship game. Another loss they can't afford. This is the same Arkansas team that beat Tennessee. They can surprise you. But they just don't have enough firepower for Texas. So give me Texas and I'll lay the 15 points. Clemson at Pitt. Clemson's a 9.5 point road favorite. Pitt's lost 2 straight. And it's about to be 3. Give me Clemson and lay the 9.5. I just don't. I think Pitt's starting on that downward trend right now. The Rumble in the Rockies. Utah, Colorado. Colorado's a 10-point favorite. Utah pissed off how the BYU game ended. I'm not going to go into it. Everybody else has. I'm not going to do it. But now, after all that, and you're mentally screwed up, you go on the road to Colorado to play Coach Prime and the Buffaloes. And you're going to lose, and lose badly. So give me Colorado. I'm laying the 10 points. Hawaii at Utah State. I put this one a little bit out of order here, but I ran out of room on my paper. But Hawaii at Utah State. Hawaii's a 2.5 point road favorite. Like, what? Yeah. Utah State does not look good. They are at home, and Hawaii's traveling all the way to Utah. Hawaii played great against UNLV at home, but this is on the road. But Utah State's not UNLV. So, this is the one game out of all my picks that I'm picking against the experts. I looked at online to see this one. Everybody else is thinking on a couple of these games, and I'm like, I'm the lone wolf on this one. But give me Hawaii, and I'm laying the 2.5. They all think Utah State's going to win at home. I don't think so. UL Monroe and Auburn. Auburn's a 23.5 point favorite. Auburn is like, oh man, Auburn's going to trounce them. UL Monroe isn't that bad this year. And as crazy as it sounds, Hugh Freeze is coaching, possibly can be coaching for his job. Because they're underperforming. They can't afford to lose this game. And they won't lose this game. Auburn will win. But 23.5, it's too rich for my blood with UL Monroe being as good as they can play. So give me UL Monroe in the points, but I'm picking Auburn to win heads up. Coastal Carolina at Marshall. Marshall's an 8-point favorite. Coastal had a big win last week against Appalachian State. Marshall's been taking care of business, and they're going to keep taking care of business. So give me Marshall. I'll lay the 8 points. Virginia at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 22.5 point favorite. Wow. Can Virginia cover the spread? Simple as that. Can they do it? No. Give me Notre Dame lay the 22.5. This game is going to be a lot better than a lot of people think. Boston College at SMU. Foreshadowing. SMU is a 16.5 point home favorite. Boston College has had a tendency to want to screw things up for everybody. SMU is playing great. They want to keep their spot. Their new spot is number 1 in the ACC. They're going to win this game. I'm picking SMU to win. But they're not covering 16.5. Give me Boston College on the points for the spread purposes. LSU in Florida. LSU is a 4.5 point favorite. I really debated on this one. Not on the win, but will LSU cover the 4.5? But I looked at it this way. What changed my mind on this was Billy Napier got the dreaded vote of confidence that he will not be fired. And he might think he can skate. Brian Kelly got embarrassed last week with LSU, and they're going to look to get right. Billy Napier thinks he can coast. They are at home. But give me LSU in the points. I think they'll win. Because LSU is part of the... I gave the list earlier in my previous video about all the ones who got tickets on Flight 180 who can... their season can end on my top 25 and my rankings, period, if you lose your 4th game. And LSU's in danger of doing precisely that. Louisville at Stanford. Louisville's an 18.5 point road favorite. Stanford is Stanford. They're not playing that well. Troy Taylor, it's going to take him a few more years to get this thing figured out if they give him time. Louisville can play okay. They're another one of the teams on tickets to on the flight to 180 right now. Flight 180, but can Stanford cover the 18.5? This one I debated on because I'm like, oof. I'm taking Louisville on the points, but it wouldn't surprise me if Stanford covers this at all. It's going to be really, really close. South Carolina. South Florida at Charlotte. South Florida's a 3.5 point favorite. I should take that back. There's a second game I want to get some of the experts I looked at online. And I started looking at this. I started laughing. That Charlotte's going to have the firepower to keep up with South Florida. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's only a 3.5 point favorite for South Florida. And I think they cover, so give me South Florida in the points. You just don't have it. This is going to be an incredible game to watch, folks. Baylor at West Virginia. Baylor is only a 2 point road favorite. This is going to be down to the wire. West Virginia is... I thought they're going to be so much better. West Virginia mathematically has a chance to win out. A couple things happen and make the Big 12 championship game. So this game is incredibly important. And Baylor knows it. Baylor knows it. And I think Baylor is going to play spoiler. Sorry, West Virginia, but give me Baylor and I'm laying the 2 points. I think they're going to do this. Missouri at South Carolina. Missouri ranked on the road at South Carolina. And they're a 13.5 point dog to South Carolina because Brady Cook's still not there. This is not the same Missouri team. And I think the free fall continues for their next loss. I'm going to pick South Carolina to win this game and to beat upset Missouri, even though really, if you look without Brady Cook, it's not really an upset. But I'm going to look Missouri to cover the spread. 13.5 is just too much. It'll be like a 7 or 10 point game, but South Carolina's going to get the win. But Missouri, I'll take Missouri in the points. Boise State at San Jose State. Boise State's a 13.5 point favorite. San Jose State, another member of the Flight 180 Club. Flight 180 Club. Boise has to win out. They know this. They know if they want to get into the CFP, their path is clear. They win out, they're in. Period. They win out, they're in. And next week, I've already said this, Boise State's going to become Notre Dame fans because if Army beats Notre Dame, that changes things, doesn't it? But all that being said, San Jose State's at home. I debated on this one too, not for the fact of Boise State winning because they're going to win, but San Jose State going to cover? I thought, you know what? They're going to want to send a message after that lackluster performance against Nevada. Give me Boise State, and I'm laying the 13.5. Arizona State at Kansas State. 8.5. Kansas State's an 8.5 point home favorite. Arizona State in my top 25 and 25th. Kansas State wants to prove the fact that they're still a great team and they got to do some great things here. ASU travels to Manhattan to catch an L. I'm picking Kansas State and I'm laying the points. The game of the day. The game that's going to make me a nervous damn wreck. Tennessee at Georgia. Georgia's line started at Georgia 17.5. It's down. When I got this, at the time I'm reporting this, is 9.5. Some places have had it as 9. Some places still have it at 12. Some have it as 7. It's all over the damn place. Who knows what's going to be when the time to kick off, and I'm recording this early. This whole thing is understanding the fact, and I'm making this prediction based on the fact I think Nico's going to play. Because if Nico does not play for Tennessee, Georgia's blowing him out. That simple. Georgia will blow them out. Can Tennessee win this game? Possibly. But the two teams that they have the biggest gremlins, the biggest monkeys on their shoulder playing, 3. Florida, Georgia, Bama. They beat 2 of the 3 this year. It has been a long damn time since they completed the trifecta. Can they do it again? I made this prediction at the start of the year, and I'm not changing it. I'm picking Georgia to beat Tennessee, as much as it hurts me. But point spread's too high. Give me Tennessee, 9.5, give me Tennessee in the points. This is going to be a field goal, touchdown, or less game. But as badly as Georgia's playing, I don't see this being a blowout game. And Tennessee's played good, but not where they need to be on this level to beat Georgia. Here we go. New Mexico State at Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a 40-point favorite. This is not New Mexico State for the last couple of years when they had a quarterback named Diego Pavia, who's now at Vandy doing wonderful things for them. Texas A&M wants to get things going here. They did not have a good week. They want to get things back on track, and Mexico State's the hapless victim, and they're in College Station, so give me Texas A&M, and I'm laying the 40. Third rivalry game of the week, the Battle for the Bones. Yes, the Battle for the Bones. UAB at Memphis. Memphis is a 14-point home favorite. Memphis, do they still have an outside shot at the spot in the college football playoff? Yeah, they went out and then beat Army in the American Championship game. They got a shot. Maybe they could get. Maybe they. It's still a lot of things that got to happen. But Memphis wants to continue the season on a winning track. UAB is not playing good. Is Trent Dilfer still coaching for his job? So give me Memphis, and I'm laying the 14. Kansas at BYU. BYU is a 3.5-point home favorite. Again, we talked about this with Utah with the previous predictions. I'm not going to go into the BYU-Utah game or anything else on this. BYU won, but BYU is not an elite team. I don't give a damn what the hell you say. They're undefeated. You play crappy teams and you barely win. You play down to your opponent. The elite teams destroy people. The pretenders don't. And BYU is a pretender right now. They're the best team in the Big 12, which is sad to say for the Big 12. But BYU has a very bad taste in their mouth for how bad they looked against Utah. They're at home. Kansas, having completely obliterated Iowa State, goes on the road, and they're going to have that winner's hangover. Because how could you not? That was one of the biggest wins Kansas has had in a long time. So that being said, give me BYU in the 3.5. I think the winner's hangover is going to help Kansas. Some people have picked Kansas to beat BYU. It's possible. I'm not going to say it couldn't happen, but I feel more comfortable taking BYU in the points. And last game, as somebody has messaged me in DM, the NCAA football video game rivalry game, San Diego State and UNLV. UNLV is a 19.5-point home favorite. San Diego State, Aztec Fast. The offense. I went and believed and thought that San Diego State was going to be able to hold New Mexico's offense. They couldn't. If you couldn't hold New Mexico's offense, what the hell are you going to do with UNLV's? I mean, seriously. What are you going to do? Not a damn thing. So, give me UNLV and I'm laying the 19.5. That game from San Diego State when they got beat up and outscored by New Mexico really questioned things. Like, San Diego State, I'm not mad at them because this is realistically not this season, not next season, but their first year in the Pac-12 with the right recruiting. Hopefully, they'll be in the right position. We're going to know a lot more about this in the offseason. Has going into the Pac-12, has that helped recruiting or not? We don't know about that. I got Pac-12 subscribers out there. Y'all can let me know in the comments. Has recruiting stayed the same, gone up, gone down? That's one of the things I'll be doing in the off-season is I have to start thinking about off-season videos because we're almost there. 3/4 of the way done with the season already. 3 weeks of games left. And a fourth, actually, for week 15 because of the Army-Navy game. But the fact is, because of the schedule, the Army-Navy game being pushed back, it'll be after the AAC game, so we're actually going to have another week in that, and it's just going to be a nightmare. Crazy stuff, but that's the world of college football, isn't it? So I've talked long enough. Let me know what you think about everything down in the comments. So thanks, everybody, for watching the video. If you haven't done already, do me the favor, please. Smash the like button. Hit the thumbs up. Helps the algorithm. Helps YouTube know, hey, people like this video. Maybe we ought to promote it more. That's kind of funny because I have another account that I just go on and do college football, and I actually start seeing my videos are popping up a little bit more. So that's working. So please hit the thumbs up. It does help. No, I'm not falsifying my own ratings and giving my own videos thumbs up. No, I don't do that. So before anybody asks, no. What I do is the fact is check for interaction because I can't check interaction on my own videos because I'm not going to show up. But as an anonymous account, I can see it. Which is why it doesn't do anything. But like the video, comment on the video. We got a bunch to comment about. The pics all I've made. I'm going to do a separate video. I should have done it at the end of this one, but I realized with the time when I tried to record it the first time wasn't going to fit. And we'll do it at the recap video is who has their tickets punched on Flight 180. Flight 180, for those of you who didn't watch the recap video, that's the line from Final Destination, when the plane they get off of that's going to Paris that they get off of before it explodes. My thing for Flight 180 is, if you have 4 losses, you shouldn't be ranked in any top anything because you're not good enough. 4 losses is too damn many. And right now, there's only 48 schools. I normally do a top 50 with a others receiving votes category, usually 10, 15. Earlier in the season, it's like 75, so I'm like doing half of FBS. But once you get 4 losses, I don't rank you anymore. You're done. And there are schools, LSU, Louisville, who are in the top 25 with 3 losses. They get the 4th. Bye-bye. So basically what it's going to be is, if you have your 3 losses and you win, hey, you were smart enough to get off the plane. If you lose that 4th game, well, you've reached your final destination. Because everybody in my rankings is 3 losses or less. 48 schools. That's all that's left in FBS with 3 losses or less. So we're going to see what that happens here. So again, comment on the video, comment on that. There's recruiting on there. How's your school doing in recruiting? I'll be doing another video about that probably in the middle of the week. About how you feel about your school's recruiting and everything else. Share the video if you want to. If you haven't done it already, do me a favor. Check out some of the other videos I've done. And if you like it, hey, subscribe to the channel. Just trying to get this thing to grow. The road to 1K. Let's see if we can make some magic happen. If you want to follow me on the craziness That is Twitter. That is X. Thankfully, the political talk is starting to die down. But it's college football. If you want to follow me on that, the link will be in the description. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Like I said, I'll have it on there about Flight 180. That's when on there the Flight 180 rotation when you start going up on Twitter and saying, "Oh, somebody caught their flight." But you can do that on there if you want to do so. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. It is wet here in Ohio, but the storm system cleared. So thanks everybody for watching. Be safe and please be good to each other.